So great. It's great to connect. How are things going?
Yes. Good. We're just surviving. We're trying to get through the school year. It's COVID.
Yeah, right. It's
Mhm.
really, there's a lot of pressure for parents. So it looks like you have a 6-year-old child.
I
It's
do. Yes.
female, right? And it says Ingrid often lashes out when asked to do something. Then I get frustrated and I want to yell and take privileges away. Then she says that I'm mean to her and that this is the worst thing ever, and it just escalates from there.
Exactly.
That sounds about right. Okay.
hmm Yeah. She's coming home from school, and I'm trying to get her to do the things that I did during the summer because we had such a consistent schedule. Well,
Mhm.
now she's like coming home, and we are trying to work on like having her have the same consistency as far as chores. And I understand she's tired having a full day of school. But my problem is like I'll ask her to do something and then she just like blows up about it. It's like I've done the worst thing in the entire world by asking her to do the simple things that she was used to during the summer. But the problem is like she starts getting so ramped up and I just get so, okay, fine, we're taking this away. We're taking that away. Aren't you listening to me? Like, what's going on? And I'm just at the point where I'm like, okay, I need a little more direction.
In what she's doing, her tantrum behavior that she throws, what exactly is she doing?
Basically go into like a, you're so mean to me, I can't believe you're doing this is the worst day ever. And
It sounds like you're doing some wonderful things. So, first off, you're paying attention and you want to communicate on the wavelength that your child is at. Now, there are multiple ways we can approach this. We have to find out in what way is best for your child. So, where your child's strengths are. So, can you name 4 things that your child has strengths in? For your child, she's loving. And one of the things that I think is fantastic is she expresses her emotions well, because that's something we can build on. So combining all those things, we can actually create a behavior plan to help you communicate or have her better communicate with you about where she's at when she's throwing these tantrums. Maybe a reevaluation of the things that you want your child to do and breaking those down into smaller tasks rather
mhm.
than something big in general. So if you can give me an example of what one thing do you ask your child to do when she gets home?
One of the things is I ask her to pick up her room. For me, I don't feel like it's a huge task. At the same time, it's like, oh, mom, why do I have to do this? This is so bad. And I'm like, I don't know, because everyone is expected to do this.
Right, right. So if you think of children and the way that they grasp information, if you say, "Hey, pick up your room," they imagine the whole room. That's in their mind. They're like, "Oh, my whole room is huge."
Yeah.
Ah, and so the words we use have to be very specific.
Okay.
It's like if you
Okay.
so what I want you to do is go to your room, pick up all the red toys and put them away. Just the red toys.
Okay.
That's it. And that way it's a little more manageable in her brain because, again, she's had a full day of school
Right.
bombarding her brain with all these instructions and making sense of it. So breaking it down into smaller chunks is going to be essential. Now, for the ability for her to communicate, because you mentioned she does express herself well when she
Yeah.
wants to, right?
Right. Right.
But one thing that I want you to keep in mind is that at her age, her ability to communicate frustration and anger and dividing up those different emotions into what they are specifically, they're actually all mushed into one thing. So if you're
Yeah.
tired and you're upset, it's upset, anger, frustration. They're all just one emotion. As she
Yeah.
gets older and she develops, she'll be able to separate those different emotions and say, okay, I'm really tired. I'm not frustrated. I'm just tired.
Yeah.
Or I am
Okay.
frustrated, but I'm not tired. So she may not know the difference between the two. So it's important for you to be able to communicate emotions with her and have
Right.
her describe how emotions work. So what you're doing is you're helping your child divide these different moods
Okay.
separately rather than having her think they're all one thing.
And do I just have that chart just kind of displayed so that when she's starting to feel that way, I can be like, okay, what emotion are you going through right now? What
Okay.
color are you feeling?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
Okay.
then, yeah, just keep it there when she comes back from school. She may not even need you to tell her. If you tell her, hey, why don't you, when you come home, just point to which one you're feeling at the time.
I like that.
Then she can just come in and walk in and then point and tell you, and then you can work from where she's at, because that's something that you're good at, is you want to be on the same wavelength as your
Absolutely.
kids.
Yeah. Well, because she comes home and I want to talk to her and ask her how her day is. And she's just like, fine, it's great. Like the typical kid answers, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, if I really know what her emotion is, I can like base mine off of what she's feeling. So
Exactly.
I like that a lot. She's tired. I'm overwhelmed or trying to get things done. I'm getting ready to go to work the next day or whatnot. And so we just butt heads. And so I want to make sure that this isn't what she remembers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
You definitely, kid, it's funny because memory is created off of our emotions.
Yes.
And then we structure everything's based off of how we feel.
Right.
So we fill in the blanks with our minds. So you definitely want to be sure to focus on how emotions drive your interactions with your kids.
Right.
If they have positive emotions, the brain will fill in the details with all the positive things. It just kind of happens that way. So
yeah, you can do that.
So I will type all this up and send it over to you. Any questions, just reply back. Send it back to me and I'll reply. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Week 1, we'll see how things go.
Yeah, I know. Yes. Good.
Kind of grow from here. All right.
Right.
I think that's it. All right. I'll talk to you later.
Great.